But go ahead and put it back into all of them or two of them and then subtract from 180, whatever you want here to find the correct answer.
Okay, measure of angle B is 83. Angle A is 38.
Okay,
And angle C is 59.
very good. And did those three add up to 180?
Yes.
They do. Good. All right. Question 5 is exactly the same, except it's different, different expressions. I would say it's actually slightly easier than this. Is this the format of your final, if you know? I mean, is it the free response format, or do you think it's multiple choice?
Um, I would think it's multiple choice.
Okay. So you got 75 plus 6x plus 6 plus 4x minus 1 equals 180. The three angles add up to 180.
X equals 10.
Okay. So that means the measure of angle B is 66 degrees. That's 6x plus 6. And then the measure of angle A is 39 degrees. That's 4x minus 1. Now, do the three angles, 39, 66, and 75, do they add up to 180?
Yes.
They do. Okay. Any questions on that?
Nope. Oh,
Good job. Good job on that. Excuse me. Find the measure of each indicated angle. They're referring to the question mark there. A couple of ways to do this problem. The first way is to find, I'll call this angle A, and then use the fact that the three angles in here add to 180. There's a more direct way, if you know, but I'm not sure if you know. So might be good to just find A first and then add these up to find this one.
right. A is 30.
What about the question mark, though?
Oh,
That's the one we want. We actually
that's
want B.
also 30.
Yeah, now it just happens to be the same in this problem. There is no like generalization of that. Please do not do not do that. All right, very good. Um, all right. So to find the question mark, you really need, we'll call this B. To find B, it would be nice if you knew A. Can you calculate A from the given information?
Uh, hold on.
Any
100,
questions?
100 degrees.
Tell me what you got for A.
Oh, 40,
40. So what did you get for B?
60.
Okay. And then B plus C add up to 180 because they make a linear pair. You said 100. That's what I heard. Is
Yeah.
that what you meant? Okay. That will be a 60 though. So let's try that one more time.
Oh, 120.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So hopefully now it's clear that there's a couple of ways in these problems to like figure out how to do it. You kind of find the intermediate stuff and credit for that, but you kind of want to draw like a map for yourself or indicate, okay, if I could find this, that would lead to this. So go ahead and give that a try, please.
Okay. 59.
Okay. This is 77. This is 44. And then you add them up, subtract from 180 to get 59. Is that right?
Yep.
Good. One more here. Have you try kind of same process. If you have any questions, let me know.
30.
So this is 110. This is 30. This is 30. You got it. All right. Very good. Any questions on those problems we just worked out?
Nope.
Okay. Do you want us to jump to some proofs or do you want us to do more of the numerical ones?
Let's go numerical.
Okay. All right. So the next page you sent over is number 10. More of these types of solving problems. So let me, and I've said this following thing a few times in this, our times together. You're either going to set stuff equal or they add up to something. In this problem, it appears that the angles are equal. So you're going to set the expressions equal to each other. If you're stuck on the test and don't know what to do, that could be a thing to try. So you're going to solve for x and then put x back into one or the other. Doesn't really matter which one.
Uh, 37.
Yes, x equals 3 and then 37 degrees. Okay, very good. Angles of the sides. Okay, I see. So 11 is a descriptive problem where you're using vocabulary. Um, so yeah, I can't really do much except see if you know how to do this or not. But if a triangle has all three sides congruent, what kind of triangle is it? There's a name for it.
Equilateral.
That's for the sides, yeah. And then there's another name that's similar, but actually starts with the same prefix, equi.
Equiangular.
Yes, yes. Angular. All right. The the sides on this triangle, there's two sides congruent. If you have two sides congruent, you remember the name for that one.
Um, Scalene.
Galen is no sides congruent.
Oh, isosceles.
Isosceles. Now the angles, they're actually just referring to this one angle here. What kind of an angle is that?
Right angle.
It's a right. So you could say it's a right triangle. I guess you could put triangle next to all of them. All right. Do you want us to go through any of the other definitions? Like you mentioned, scalene is no sides.
Maybe yeah, just a refresher.
Acute means all angles less than 90. Obtuse is one angle less than 90. Sorry, one angle greater than 90. Greater than 90. I think that's everything.
All right.
Okay. Moving on here to number 12. All right. If T is between P and S, there's T. PT equals 2x plus 1. TS is x minus 1. And the whole thing is 27. So it's like part plus part equals whole. Write an equation and solve it to find x. Could you write the equation for us, please?
Sure. Uh, X equals 9.
Okay. So what was the equation though that you wrote?
Oh, 3x equals 27.
So, but it's 2x plus 1 plus x minus 1 equals 27. I know that it reduces to that. Um, like not that you did anything wrong, but they were let's just say that was the problem. They're looking for that. And then what you did is simplify it, which is fine. So x is 9. You have the length of PT then for us?
19.
It is 19. Right. No units in this one, so we are done. All right. All right. Any questions? All right, moving on to this one. So P to M to L. So if it's not clear, that's the angle right there where the arrow is. what is its relationship to the other two angles, if any?
It's next.
Okay,
Um,
so let me help here. What's the
they
angle
add
measure
up
of a
to
straight?
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go ahead. One.
they add up to 180.
Okay, so you can call it x if you want. So you can write an equation, or you can just subtract, but give me the value of that angle, please. The angle measure.
68.
Okay, very good. Let's move on to 14 now. 14 talks about an angle bisector. Can you tell me what an angle bisector is?
It's a
Or what is it?
line that just
What,
like goes, it splits an angle perfectly.
okay, so they're each congruent to each other. So these are equal. You gotta be very careful though. Make sure it's actually the angle and the angle it is. And it is m to e to t, t to e to m, n, like Nancy. Just be careful. Sometimes they give you the whole angle in these problems. But see if you can solve that for x for us, please. That's all it's looking for.
$22.
Okay, x is 22. That's all it's asking for. All right. So 15, A and B, they're just asking to solve for the indicated variable. You have to remember whether the angles are congruent or maybe they add up to something. So in 15A, are the angles congruent or do they add up to something?
They are congruent.
Okay, and what type of angles meet at an x like this?
Um,
What's the name?
vertical angles.
Vertical angles. Okay. All right. So good news there is that you just got to solve these equations. That vertical angles might come in useful for a proof. We'll see.
Uh, 70.
Okay. X is 70. That's all it's asking for. So it's all for the variables. So you're done. You don't have to do anything else. So always make sure you know like what the end game is. So you're not doing extra work, especially on a final where your time may be limited. So do these two angles, are they congruent or do they add up to something?
They add up to something.
Okay. Add up to 180 in this case.
Y equals 30.
That is correct. All right, good job. Your solving is so much better than it was a year ago. Really, really doing well. So we're on to some proofs now. Unless you want to do more kind of numerical congruence problems, we're going to do some proofs. Probably have
Yeah,
time for everything.
let's do some proofs.
Okay. All right, so I see 36 here is the first proof. You mentioned that you're probably going to get like a box of the answers to kind of help out here. Um, you always start with the givens. How many givens are in the problem?
2.
It's like two, and they do go on separate lines, at least in your problem here. So whenever you get a side or an angle, probably a good idea to go over to the drawing and label that. N is the midpoint of LG. So our next line probably ought to use the fact that it's a midpoint. So if something is the midpoint, what does that mean about the pieces in the segment? What does that mean about LN and NG?
Oh, they're equal.
They're
Congruent.
congruent, yeah. Got to be careful there. We use congruence in proofs. All right, now here's the hard part: is what is the reason? Well, it comes from that line there. We said it's a midpoint. How can we use that as the reason?
Uh, definition of midpoint.
Definition of midpoint. Okay. All right. Now, reflexive property is typically used when something is shared. Is there a shared side in this drawing?
ON and NO.
ON, yeah, congruent to ON. Okay. Now uh there's 5 total, but 1 is for right triangles. So 5 ways to prove triangles congruent. Which one applies here based on the drawing?
Side.
Side, side, side. Very good. And then we know now that the triangles are congruent, so we're trying to prove that angle LON congruent to angle NOG. Whenever you're proving, an angle or a side, it's almost always CP CTC. And if you know something goes in the proof, just put it in there, cross it out. That'll help you reduce the number of things you're looking at.
Numbers are that it's going to come back soon. Mhm.
Any questions on this before we move on to 38?
No.
All right, I wonder where 37 is.
All right.
36.
Wait, yeah, hold on. Where'd it go?
I don't know.
That's strange.
Maybe it's just a numbering thing here. All right. So
I think I took off the
W
20th.
is the midpoint of TV.
All right.
So based on the last proof that we did,
Yeah, I think
tell
that's
me what to write next here. It's basically the same thing, just different letters. But if something's the midpoint, what do you know about the pieces?
Um, it's the two pieces are congruent.
Okay, so give me those 2 line segments.
TW and W. Wait, no, yeah, WB.
Okay. So we ought to mark those in the drawing. Always good to mark things as you go. Bow tie. Okay. All right. Number 3 here is the other given XW congruent to WU. So it's your teacher. What do you think they mean by bow tie?
Like vertical angles. Like,
Yeah, I've been calling it an X all semester, but I guess it's a bow tie. If you're, I don't know. I mean, you can decide if you think that.
All right.
Okay, so what are the angles that are congruent? Give me the 3 letters for them.
uh, TWX and UWB.
Right. So now one little wrinkle is that the P started along the single line. So your other angle ought to start along the
Yeah, I
single
think so.
line.
I'll ask.
It's a small little thing. You know, I know yours is kind of grab it from the box, but it's an important thing there. It's also important that Matthew actually writes the letters
Yeah,
correctly. There we go. VWC. All right. So now why are the triangles congruent? What is the reason there?
Are you trying to be Scrooge? Christmas Scrooge? Then you say, bah humbug.
Side angles. Side.
Very good. You got a side, an angle, and a side. All right, good job. Hopefully those are clear. I mean, we've done a number of proofs like that. You just kind of work them through and do the best you can. All right. Tell whether each figure has line symmetry, rotation symmetry, or both. If it has line symmetry, draw all the lines. If it has rotation symmetry, give the angle of rotation symmetry, order of the rotation. Okay. What do you see here? Does it have line symmetry? Is there a line you can reflect it about?
Yes. There's a bunch actually.
Exactly. Yeah. There's basically any of them that connects the tips of the triangles. So yes. How about rotation?
But yeah, I would think the same.
Yes. Now it's this angle right here in blue. The whole angle is 90, and this one appears to cut it in half. So what would that angle measure be?
45.
Good. The order is 360 divided by 45.
B. Eight. Right?
8. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is both. Let's look at number 40. All right. Start with line symmetry. Does this have any lines? You may have to draw a few just to see. You feel like you got it.
Yes, 5 of them.
So I see that one. And then basically any of them that go through the vertex is what you're saying, right? Or
Yeah,
not through the vertex, so this is that point.
the point.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go with that. Now the angle is a little bit harder to do. Sometimes you have to figure out the order first, which is 5. And then do 360 divided by 5 to get the angle.
$72.
Yes. Try 41 on your own. All right, and this one does have rotation. I don't know, check. Try 41 on your own. Let me know what you come up with for that.
All right.
What do you think here? Is there a line of symmetry?
Yes, 1.
There's one, yes. How about rotation?
Uh, uh, 180 degrees,
Um,
or not at
so
all. It
yeah,
does
there's
not
none.
not
There's
count.
none here. Yeah. So there's no
Okay.
rotation on this. All right. Let's take a look at 44 here. We've already listed these a few times. See if you can list them all for me.
Wait. Okay. As in like uh
There's the first one.
okay.
Yeah.
S SS SAS AAS. Yeah, it's 5. SSA. No. Yes. No.
So it's ASA. My caught me its leg.
Right. I forgot about that one.
So
Oh,
so when we do the next few problems here, you're gonna want to go through that list and decide, it's like no, no, yes, or yes, or no, 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 yes. That's basically what you're doing here. For hypotenuse leg, it has to be the hypotenuse of the leg. You can't just say, oh, it's a right triangle, hypotenuse leg. No, gotta be the hypotenuse on the leg. So what do you say about A?
Um,
And I'm happy to help here if you feel like you're really stuck.
uh, angle, side.
So that's what side is congruent, I guess. Give me the two letters.
S E and A E.
But it's not in the drawing, so you can't add it, even though maybe they look
Uh,
congruent. So I will tell you that EN is congruent to itself.
uh,
But what else could there be to?
oh, SN and NA.
We don't know they're congruent.
Oh,
Okay, 90-degree angle, 90-degree angle. So what do you know about both 90-degree angles?
they're congruent. They're
They're
both right
congruent.
angles.
Okay. So you've got an angle, a side, and an angle.
Uh,
So this one's ASA.
yeah.
So typically the only sides you can add are the shared ones. You usually have a few more options with angles, like vertical angles, or if it's like an isosceles triangle, maybe. But about how about B? What do you see for B?
Side, angle, side.
What is the other side that's congruent in this one?
TN.
That's right. I would agree. That is TN. And how about letter C? Another shared side there. So it's an
Angle,
angle.
angle, side.
Yeah. Very good. Okay, we're going to stop there for today.